Hi, my name is Marc. I'm a financial wellness board member with National Debt Relief. I have over a decade of experience working in the financial services world, and it's my goal to make very complex concepts that you hear every single day. I want to make them easy so you can transform your financial life. I want you to have a solid financial foundation because I know firsthand what it feels like to be in a financial situation where you're like, I don't know what's going on. Back in the day, even though I was doing well in my career as a stockbroker and financial advisor and climbed the ranks at top financial institutions like Vanguard, I found myself in almost $80,000 in debt. But at one moment, I had enough. I said, enough is enough. I needed to make a change and it needed to start now. And right then and there, I decided to take control of my finances and get my act together. From there, I used my own financial tips and strategies to pay off all this debt and build my business Better Wallet to teach people how to go about managing their finances the right way. Better Wallet is all about teaching people how to build a solid financial foundation and start managing their money the right way, so you don't have to make the same mistakes that I did back in the day. And that's why I partnered with National Debt Relief to do just that. Often the start of building a solid financial foundation is making sure that you're out of debt. And that's why in today's video, we're going to talk about various types of debt relief out there that can help you become debt-free in California specifically. And you might be wondering, why Cali? Why California? Well, there are some differences in how debt relief management is conducted between different states. And I want to highlight those if you're currently located and you live in the Golden State. First, I'll give you some facts about the current debt situation in California. You might find that you're better off than what you thought. After that, we're going to go through the different types of debt relief that can help you get rid of debt if you're currently in California. Whatever got you into debt, remember that you're not defined by it as a person. Normally, there's a way out of your debt, and that's why I wanted to help you explore that by offering different debt relief options that are available to you. First, I want to give you a few facts about the current debt situation in California, and I want you to think about how you compare to the average Californian. Let's start with credit card debt. As of the fourth quarter of 2023, the average Californian carried $8,366 in credit card debt. That is the sixth highest in the country. What's noteworthy here too is that from the third quarter to the fourth quarter, this number rose by as much as 5.4%, which is the second biggest increase in credit card debt across the states. And you might be wondering, what about the average mortgage balance? California has the second highest average mortgage balance in the United States, which comes out to $432,456 on average. It probably comes at no surprise that it's quite expensive to live in California. Go figure. California is beautiful and everyone wants to live there for the most part, which isn't going to help credit card balances decrease either. If we add all debt together, the average California has a debt balance of $148,428. This number excludes medical debt though, as medical debt would skew these numbers in favor of the northern states. Because if you think about it, the southern states did not expand Medicaid. When it comes to credit scores, California is actually doing pretty well. The average Californian has a FICO score of 722, which is quite all right compared to the average nationwide FICO score of 717. This FICO score of 722 makes the average California have a good credit score according to the FICO model. But still, there are Californians who have to rely on bankruptcy as kind of a last resort in their journey towards becoming debt-free. How many bankruptcies are there on average in California, you may ask? In 2023, 93 out of every 100,000 people living in California filed for personal bankruptcy. Maybe that doesn't sound all too high, but that's 1 out of 1,075 people. Compared to other states in the country, California has a relatively low number of personal bankruptcies. So they are currently 28th out of all the different states. And as I said earlier, it's our goal here to help you build a solid financial foundation, which often starts with becoming debt-free. If you're currently in debt and want to get rid of your debt, there are various types of debt relief out there that may be able to help. These are often offered by debt relief companies who have in-house debt experts ready to help you and support you in your journey towards becoming debt-free. Now, we're going to go over the three most common types of debt relief: debt settlement, debt consolidation, and bankruptcy. First up, debt settlement. Debt settlement refers to the process where you yourself or someone representing you negotiates with your creditors to reduce the amount of outstanding debt that you have to pay. Reducing part of your debt is what we call settling your debt. hence the name debt settlement. They couldn't think of any other fancy terms. This form of debt relief is often used for unsecured debt like credit cards and personal loans. When you enroll in a debt settlement program, you first discuss your debt situation with a debt expert. What's often the next step is that you stop making payments on your outstanding debts and start saving money in an FDIC insured savings account that will be opened in your name. As a debt expert is negotiating with your creditors, you don't repay any of your debt to gain a little bit of a leverage in the negotiations and accumulate funds in the FDIC insured savings account. Then, when a settlement is eventually reached, so if you're envisioning this, it's like two people shaking hands, the debt relief company can use the funds in your FDIC insured savings account to pay off your debts. Of course, after your approval first. By going the debt settlement route, you can see your total debt being resolved in as little as 24 to 48 months for a fraction of your initial outstanding balance. But remember, that's on average, and this may vary from person to person. And while this may all sound amazing, there are some drawbacks to this method as well, particularly when it comes to your credit score. Want to know more about the pros and cons of debt settlement and want to consider that before going the debt settlement route? Then check out this video where I'll walk you through the details. Next up, debt consolidation. This type of debt relief essentially means that you consolidate multiple smaller debts into one big debt. You'll get a new big loan, which you can use to pay off all the smaller outstanding debts, leaving you with one big debt and one creditor to manage. This option is pretty powerful as it helps you simplify your monthly payments. You'll be left with only one payment to manage instead of multiple, because we ain't got time for that, right? Especially if your credit score is pretty good, which is the case on average in California, you may get a lower interest rate on your consolidation loan than on your current outstanding debt, allowing you to save money on interest charges because no one wants to pay interest. But if your credit score is not sufficient for you to get a lower interest rate on your consolidation loan, other options of debt relief may be suited for your situation. What's unique about debt consolidation in California is that the California Consumer Credit Protection Act states that you have the right to cancel a debt consolidation loan within 3 days. This might get you out of a nasty situation if you happen to find yourself in one. Does debt consolidation sound like an option that's suited for you and you want to know more of the details? Then go to this video that I have here on the screen where I'll go through everything you need to know about debt consolidation before you go that route. And as a last resort, and again, this is a worst case scenario, there's always an option to file for bankruptcy, with which a debt relief company could help you along the way too. The two main types of personal bankruptcy are Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 bankruptcy, each with its own pros and cons. The main argument in favor of Chapter 7 bankruptcy is that it's both cheaper and faster than Chapter 13. But when you file for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, you might end up losing your house, maybe even your car. That's just how it works. That's why Chapter 13 bankruptcy could be interesting as well, since it's likely that you'll keep your car and keep your house, although it takes way longer and it's a bit more expensive than a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Also, what you should also know is that California has specific exemptions for assets that are protected from creditors in both Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 bankruptcy. For more information, check out link 6 in the show notes or contact a debt relief agency in your area. If you're actively thinking about filing for bankruptcy and want to know the differences between Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 bankruptcy, go to this video on the screen where I can talk you through the differences. Now, there are plenty of options if you're currently struggling with debt. And how do you compare to the average California in terms of debt? Whatever the amount of debt that you currently have, please remember that you as a person are not defined by the amount of debt that you have. It's not the end of the world, and there's almost always a way out, with or without professional help. Together, we explored 3 different types of help that you can get when you're trying to find a way out of debt: debt settlement, debt consolidation, and bankruptcy. And we also mentioned a few specific rules in place when it comes to debt relief in California. Quick sidebar, every time I say California, I want to say California. All right, back to the video. In all seriousness, I hope that you use this information to build your own solid financial foundation and good luck. Oh, and before you go, because each debt situation is unique, it's always a good choice to consult with a debt expert if you need some help, with the goal of finding a debt relief option that worked for you. Debt relief companies like National Debt Relief have in-house debt experts who are there to help you along the way. If you have any questions or would like a free, no obligation debt relief consultation call with them, visit their website at nationaldebtrelief.com. If you happen to have any questions regarding another financial related topic, check out the videos in this series on National Debt Relief's YouTube channel. It's our goal to make very complex financial concepts that you hear every single day. We want to make them easy so you can transform your financial life. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.